It's the perfect time for another holiday craft with beads you'll see, so check out this creation, the bead Christmas tree. The bead Christmas tree is another holiday bead design that looks great. It's a tree that's simply unique, it creates a delightful ornament for your tree, and it's fast, fun, and easy to make. So get ready for this tutorial to satisfy your creative needs. Feel free to give this video a like and enjoy this episode of TurboBeads. Here's a list of everything you need to make the bead Christmas tree. Before we start this project, I'm sure many of you will ask what string I'm using, so I'm letting you know that I'm using Creatology Jelly Cord. It's a round plastic lace that works great. As you should know, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just filling you in on my opinion of the string though. With that out of the way, let's create something great. To make the bead Christmas tree, let's start out by taking 3 feet of string, matching up the ends, making a loop on the other end of the string. Next, we'll take those 2 match ends of string and we're going to run those around the loop, creating a second loop. Then we'll run those matched ends of string through that second loop, pulling the string all the way through, pulling it tight, creating a knot. Continue tightening and pushing the knot toward the top until the loop size is just right. Once your knot is tied tightly and the loop size is just right, this is the perfect example of what it should look like. From here, we'll have 2 ends of string to work with to create rows of beads that'll be added to the string, making up the pattern of the Christmas tree. But before we start to make any of the row of beads, let's take both ends of string and match them up. Then we'll add that special star bead to the string. Once you have that bead on the string, you'll push that star bead toward the top of the string. Of course, the star will be the topper of the bead Christmas tree. Now that the star bead is all set at the top of the string, we're ready to create the first row. To make the first row, you'll take one end of the string and add 1 green bead to that string. Then, you'll take your other end of string and run it through that bead as well, going in the opposite direction. With that string coming out of each end of the bead, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. With the first row finished, creating the second row is just as simple. So to make the second row, we'll take one end of the string, but this time we'll add 2 green beads to the string this time. Now that we have those beads on the string, we're going to take our other end of string and we're going to run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. When you have that string through all of those beads, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. As a quick tip, if you're ever having trouble keeping a row of beads straight and in place, you can always reinforce that row with a toothpick by running it in between all of those beads that create that row. This will definitely help keep those beads straight and aligned and in place. Just be sure to break off the ends of the toothpick to keep that stick from showing through the sides. Now that we have this row of beads reinforced with a toothpick, we're now ready for the next rows, which will continue using the same steps when creating additional rows. By taking one end of the string and adding your beads to the string. Then, taking your other end of string and running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. With that string through all of those beads, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of the beads together. As you can see, creating a row of beads is as easy as can be. Just remember that you can always reinforce a row with a toothpick by running that stick in between those row of beads, keeping them straight, aligned, and in place. So just keep repeating the same steps, creating additional rows, following the pattern as seen at the top of the screen. From this visual reference, you'll notice that this pattern is pretty simple in design, with each row stepping up the bead count by 1, giving it a triangular shape to make up the tree. With the green beads at the branches of the tree, and the other variant colors to represent different ornaments, which I think looks great and gives the tree a bit of character. As always, there are many different colors of beads that you can use for your tree. Leave a comment below and let me know what kind of ornaments you use to decorate your tree. Okay, so once you finish the 7th row, we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to add 2 green beads to that string. Once you have those beads on the string, you'll run those beads toward the top. Then, you'll take your other end of string and we're going to add 2 green beads to that string. When you have those beads on the string, you'll run those beads toward the top as well. Next, you'll want to take one end of the string and add 4 green beads to the string. When you have those beads on the string, go ahead and take the other end of string and run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you get that string through all of those beads, remember, you'll just pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. As you will see, the beads have come together and there's a slight gap in between the beads. From here, you'll want to run a toothpick in between all of these beads, making this a row of 8 beads. So just watch close as I guide this toothpick through these beads. Remember, when you get that toothpick through those beads, don't forget to break off the ends of the toothpick to keep that stick from showing through the sides. Also, be sure that you're careful breaking off the ends of the toothpick, as the stick may be sharp and pointy. So safety first. Don't put an eye out, kid. Once you have reinforced this 8th row, it's back to using both ends of string again to create 2 more additional rows. Of course, from this point, you're able to see that these final rows of this pattern are the trunk of the tree. That's 2 rows of 4 brown beads. Once you have finished the 10th and final row, you'll tie off each end of string with a knot that's tied nice and secure to ensure that the beads stay locked into place. With this visual reference, you should be able to see that tying the knot is pretty simple and easy. Here is the perfect example of how your knot should look. Remember to tie off both ends of string with solid knots that are tied securely. Just be sure to take your time when tying these knots to ensure that all of the beads are locked into place and everything stays together. Once you have both ends of string tied off with solid knots that are tied securely and everything is locked into place, you'll carefully cut off the tied loose ends of string, and your bead Christmas tree is now complete. And there you have it, simply another fine holiday bead design that was fast, fun, and easy to make. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful and you can create one just as great. If there's anything you'd like to add, requests or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you are new, or you just haven't already, don't forget, you can always subscribe if you want to be notified for more bead tutorials just like this one. Hoping you'll tune in for the next one to satisfy your creative needs. Until next time, happy holidays, and thanks for watching TurboBeads.